Today we discuss a special news in the area of technology, and that is on the topic is no longer Xbox, but Microsoft Gaming, report says. Should in case you don't know, Xbox is the gaming division of Microsoft. They develop a lot of games and release to gamers to play. It is located in the United States. So it's a property of Microsoft and all runs under the umbrella of technology. Well, recently, Xbox has been facing some challenges in terms of sales and making of profits. In October 13, 2023, Xbox acquired one of the biggest gaming video company named Activision, and they bought this for about 75.4 billion United States dollars. This was done for them to strengthen their market and make more profits and produce more quality gains. But it seems it's not adding up, it's not helping out because the company is still struggling. Irrespective of the acquisition of the video gaming company by Xbox, they are still laying off some staff, some employees. And you know what that means? When somebody is laid off from a company where he was working before, he loses his job and he loses his money. So he doesn't earn again until he finds another job. In January of this year, 2024, 1,900 employees were laid off. And some were laid off last year in 2023. And Xbox is still planning on closing some studios. And some of these studios that are closing is affecting the developers, irrespective of the acquisition of Activision. Bloomberg interviewed the president of Xbox recently, I think it was last week or so, on the situation of the company, why the company is not growing. And look at what she has to say. The president is whose name is Sarah Bronze says a lot of things in the interview. And one of them is that she said that last year the company did not add up. Okay, they are not seeing some tremendous growth. And even with the acquisition of the Activision in October, they're still not seeing any reasonable growth. In fact, the purchase of gaming software in the company dropped this year in the first quarter. So, and then we're now asking her, what's the issue? What's the way forward? She said that they are undergoing transition. Okay, that with time, that things may balance because they on their own are doing a lot of things. They're cutting down costs, and that is why they're closing some studios too and laying off some staff. Okay, to see if they will grow. And imagine spending that kind of money in buying, in acquiring the big gaming company, and still something is not happening up to this moment. Do you think it's a good business or a bad business? Yeah, because at the point I began to think about that, are you sure Microsoft did not make a mistake in purchasing this gaming company to add to their own to make more money or grow per se? So she said that their focus is on building quality games for gamers and they cannot bring down that standard because of the issues they're facing. That with time, the transition will be fully and everything will be in place. Another thing she pointed out at is that the cost of making game in terms of resources is going up higher and higher, and they're trying to manage some things and still maintain their standard. She pointed that by July this year that they want to open their own mobile store. And in that mobile store, they will have some games like Minecraft, Candy Crush, and so many others. Maybe that will give them the boost they need. Maybe that will bring in more revenue. But do you think it's gonna work out? Do you think it's something nice? Do you think it's a good move? Or do you think Microsoft should change their president? Maybe she's not handling the company well. Or maybe there are some things they're not telling us that is happening at the background. So I want to hear your view. But before that, let's just get to the web and see some publications regarding this issue. Okay, from GameInformer.com, it states more job cuts at Xbox are reportedly on the way, meaning that what Microsoft Xbox did is not yet complete. They are still planning on cutting more jobs to increase revenue and increase growth. It say more cuts at Xbox are reportedly on the way, with some staff at Zenimaras getting offered voluntary severance agreements this week. The news comes from a Bloomberg report that says employees across the Xbox organization have been told to expect more cuts. So if you have someone that is working with this organization, with this company, Xbox, and he's likely to be affected by this, you better tell him to start looking for a job elsewhere to avoid story that touch. These potential layoffs would follow Xbox's decision to shoot up Bethesda, for Bethesda Studios earlier this week, including Hi-Fi Rush, Team Tango Gameworks, and Redford developer Anke Austin. As for the staff offered voluntary severance agreements, Bloomberg reports that producers, quality assurance testers, and other staff at Zenimax are receiving them. Okay, so thank God if they are receiving them. And let's now look at other news published across the web. This one says Microsoft Xbox is planning more cuts after studio closings. Okay, so it's still on the same news. So this is published by Bloomberg. Okay, so the thing is going to affect a lot of people and it's going to affect a lot of people's finance. But according to experts, they're doing that to save their company. But to me, if they couldn't manage the experts on its own, why should they go and acquire the new gaming company they did to add up to their own? You see, now they have overstaff and they find it difficult to pay. So it's not making sense to me. But anyway, drop your view in the comment section. Then this one says Akan Austin was working on a big Redfall update for May before Microsoft ditched the game and closed the studio. Wow, this is kind of heartbreak. Somebody working in a project trying to update it and you close it down. So let's read down and see what they have to say here. They say the now abandoned Redfall had a roadmap of support that was being actively worked on before Microsoft scrapped all development and closed its developer. IGN can review. Aken Austin was working on DLC and updates for the game with the expectation they would release until very recently. IGM understands, suggesting Microsoft internal announcement today that it was closing the developer as well as Hi-Fi Rush Studio. Tango Gameworks came as a shock to staff. Wow. That's a big blow, but he has to, you know, move on with his life, okay? He has to look for another place to do what he knows how to do best, okay? But this is going to cause a lot of problem. In fact, it's already causing a lot of problems in our world today because it's trending. Many people are in your view, many people are saying a lot of things about this. But what to do? So let's see inside Microsoft Xbox turmoil. Microsoft is making tough Xbox decisions amid a game industry that is hurting. Oh, that was bad. So let's read down. This is coming from The Verge, okay? It said, just hours after learning that Microsoft was shutting down a number of game studios this week, Dinga Bakaba, head of Microsoft owned Akenlon, Leon, decided to let the company know how he felt about the decision. Right in the public, don't throw us into gold fever, game bites. Don't use us as strongmen for miscalculations. Blind spots don't make our work environment Darwinist jungle. Bakaba wrote on X. So that's people's reaction on Twitter. So it's gonna hurt a lot of people. A lot of people will not feel happy about that. But Microsoft, seriously, you guys are trying to cause problem in our world today because the way you are laying people off, man, what will they eat? How will they cope? Where do they source money from? But that's by the way. So let me hear your view. Thank you for staying to the end. But before you go, I want to know your take in this update, okay? Let me know your view. Do you think Microsoft Xbox will still make some positive changes in future and grow? Or do you think the business they did with Activision is a bad business or a good one? Do you think the points laid out by Sarah Bond, who is the president of Xbox, is legit and it's a clear point and it's going to make impact in future? So let me know what you think in the comment section, okay? And hit the like button for me for this video to go viral. You can also subscribe if you want to get some tutorials and hear some news in the area of technology, okay? That's very important because many things in the world of today revolve around tech. So get as much as you can, all right? Watch this video to know more. See you next time.